Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of The Recall Files. As you can see, this is Max Payne, the original from 2001. The first entry in a fantastic trilogy, a highly regarded trilogy from the amazing Remedy, the developer called Remedy. I think it's just Remedy, isn't it? I was going to add a second bit, but it is just Remedy. It didn't quite flow off the tongue, that sentence, but yeah. They've made some awesome games over the year. I'm a big fan of Alan Wake, and for what it's worth, I didn't think Quantum Break was that bad. So, I quite like this guy. So what we'll do is, we'll kind of do what we did with Red Faction. We'll do the opening 30 minutes. Well, not the opening. I'm going to skip the prologue, because it's quite a dark, brutal opening to a game, and it's obviously not much gameplay. But we'll get straight into Chapter 2, which, yeah, one way or the other, that'll set us on the train. By the way, if you need a game to play at Christmas, I think you can do a lot worse than Max Payne, because you're going to see a lot of snow. So, as I was saying, if you want a game to play at Christmas, you can't do much worse than this, because you're going to see a hell of a lot of snow. But Max Payne, let's talk very briefly about it. It is an action game that really pushed third-person,
I came in from the cold and the dark.
action adventures are quite a far way. You know, you previously had action games like Siphonfoot, which were amazing, but this is very different to that. One of the major influences for Max Payne is the amazing John Woo's Hong Kong films. Now, as somebody, as you can tell, is a Westerner, you know, from Britain, I hadn't really grown up watching John Woo films and the likes of Chow Yun-Fat, but I didn't realize how many films I liked that had that influence. You know, films like The Matrix and any kind of bullet time. It all comes from the amazing John Woo. And I kind of went through a phase of a few years ago, I want to say around 2021 September, where I just watched it. You know, I'd watched plenty of videos on Max Payne that talked about the influence of, you know, Chow Yun-Fat, not Chow Yun-Fat specifically, he's just an actor, but, you know, John Woo, who made these incredible films. And I ended up going through YouTube and pretty much watching all his major early ones, and I was just probably some of the most fun I've had watching films. I started with Better Tomorrow, The Killer. Was there another one in there? I don't think I ever watched Bullet to the Head, because that's one without Chow Yun-Fat. I did watch A Better Tomorrow too, a lot of fun as well, and of course it all culminates in the amazing Hard Boiled, which, oh my god, what a film Hard Boiled is. Honestly, if you just need fun for like a few hours, oh my god, you can't do any better than that film. I think my favourite might be A Better Tomorrow. I think A Better Tomorrow is the best made film that tells an amazing story. Well, let's get straight into it. And this week you're going to see the John Woo influence straight away with all the diving and these awesome camera angles and shooting. Honestly, the thing about what struck me about when playing this game was just how much fun I could have with it all these years later. You know, I played this in 2019 and I just felt like, you know, I probably had the most fun of any game I played in 2019 that year. Although 2019 we were blessed with some awesome games, but I just couldn't put it down, you know. And to be fair, the game does veer off and become less strong, I think, as time goes on.
Yo, guys. Yo.
You know, it starts a lot stronger. The opening is amazing. You can't put it down. When you get towards the end, it starts getting a bit cheap and moving away from what made the game so good. The challenge really ramps up, and that's fine, but it doesn't always work. But regardless, this is an awesome game. And it turns out I think I played it on the inferior platform. I think if I played this on Xbox or PS1, Xbox or PC, I would have had a better time with it. PS2's got a few issues, particularly with checkpointing. You can't quick save, which de-incentivizes you playing it in sort of a reckless way, which is a shame, but it's just how the game works. So they had to make a lot of concessions for console back in the day. And if you're wondering how I'm playing this on PS5 as part of the PS4 on PS2 classics. Oh heck, that's a bad shot. So shotguns are an interesting one. Sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they are pretty bad.
Big-time crime operation.
Now, I can't remember the name of the actor of Max Payne. I should really have looked that up beforehand. He plays Max so amazing. He's got so many quotable, great lines. And, you know, John Woo and Chow Yun-Fat get specific mentions as well, which is awesome. That was not very stylish of me. That's kind of dawned on me that the comparisons to Siphonfoot are very apparent with starting in the subway station. I can make the call from the control room 1 floor up. Can you take me there?
Sure, sounds good.
But one notable thing, of course, Remedy was heavily partnered with Rockstar Games. And I think Vice City does actually get a mention in this game, doesn't it? So
The security panel
you could,
led on a mocking
I
cackle.
assume this would be
I
in the
need the
GTA
right
universe,
code.
which would sort of include stuff like Manhunt, all that good stuff. And Bully as well, I would assume. Manhunt's one series I've not actually played. Far too controversial. Dark for when I was a child. I think the second game was actually banned in the UK, or had to be heavily censored, which isn't something that happens too often in the UK, I must say. Oh, where are the people? I mean, Max can form some pretty awesome moves, as I said. Whoa! But yeah, I've never actually played Max Payne 2 and 3. I really should get on that in time. Exploit time immediately here. Look at that, awesome. Whoa! The shotgun starts off really awesome, but I swear by second half of the game, it all goes to pot. But yeah, I really should get on Max Payne, the other ones. I'd absolutely love it. And let's take some painkillers. The painkiller system's interesting. You'll notice that my health is in the bottom left, so I've taken a little bit of damage, so I need to obviously do a little bit more. How does this work? Do you just keep pressing it? I can't remember now. I know I've got to make the train crash or something. I always thought I just pressed the buttons and...
Oh, the train lit up like a Christmas tree. Power was back on.
Right, let's have a look here. Almost feels a bit Resident Evil 3 playing all the train controls. Oh yeah, you go on the actual train and do it, don't you? I remember. We're all in the clear here. But yeah, Max Payne 1. Honestly, you need a game to play, which I feel like the Recall Files is all about, showing these unique games you can play. This ain't going to set you back a lot of money, and you'll probably have the best like 8 to 10 hours. It's a lengthy game actually. You know, and because it moves at such a brisk pace, anything that isn't so good in the game, you're generally getting, you know, it's over before you start to really hate it. Because this was kind of really an experimental time in video games when they were just trying different stuff, and it was awesome. Look at Max's face.
So much for being subtle.
Yeah, there's some great stories about the development of this game. They really didn't have much of a budget to work with, so Max Payne's face is famously done by Sam Lake, the lead designer. That's why he has all those strange faces that he pulls. He often does them. I think he appears in Alan Wake on a TV interview when they ask him to do the face or something, because there's a certain death face he does. And like all the villains are all the devs, and like it's like girlfriends and parents that like do all the faces and stuff, which there's a real wholesome quality to this game in terms of how its development was, and that's something you don't really get anymore in video games. You know, we've obviously moved to massive budgets and far more professional scale, which you know, for better and worse. You know, it's great games look as amazing as they do, but there's a real wholesome charm that isn't there anymore.
One way or the other, I was going to find out.
So this was the chapter that I picked previously, which I will have cut out for you all, as you didn't have to see my complete mess up. I wanted to pick the first chapter and skip the prologue, and I ended up picking this one, so... I think people just shot themselves then. But yeah, I love the start of this game, because it is quite easy, so you feel like an absolute badass pulling off moves. And the game's challenge is pretty well done. Apart, it can get pretty cheap at times. But there is something about doing the later sections in this game and pulling them off brilliantly. Took a few hits there. Of course, I can go dual wielding Berettas and really show off my Chow Yun Fat. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. He's run away, what a sissy. They don't do that in Chow Yun Fat films. Whoa! That'll do. And if you're someone who's not like watched any of those like films that we are discussing, the John Woo ones, you may have watched Face Off. That was one of probably his best Hollywood film that he did. How do you jump again? There is a jump button, I know there is. because I know this game has some horrendous platforming R2. There we go. Yeah, look at the state of that jump. It's so floaty, kind of like Master Chief, which Halo released in the same year. But I was saying, Face Off is a film
Like Lapino. Now
that
that's
John Woo did
spooky. Jack
for
Lapino.
Hollywood. Probably his
Yeah,
best one with
spooky.
Nick Cage and John Travolta. A lot of fun, that one. Let's get up here. Let's return the Payne. I think the name of Max Payne is pure genius as well, isn't it? It's so simple and corny, but it is brilliant. Should probably start using that Desert Eagle, because it is powerful, but fires a bit slower. What's down here? Maybe a grenade launcher, a secret of some kind. Nah, just nothing. Standard. But yeah, I know I can play Max Payne 2 and 3 on the Xbox, because they're now part of like the backwards compatible. Like they did like a final drop, didn't they, in like 2020 or 21 or something, and they were like, this is the last drop. Here you go. No.
What the hell was that?
It was a real disappointment when Xbox did that, because I was a massive fan of the backwards compatibility thing, because for someone who didn't grow up playing any Xbox, getting to play Halo and Gears of War was all awesome. And the backwards compatible allowed me to play some games just on that generation that I missed. And there were sort of games that I wouldn't have been able to, you know, I don't really have room on my PS3 to go and pick them up. And it can be hard picking up old games, you know. Sometimes if they're a bit rare, people will charge, you know,
The door had been welded shut
an
ages ago.
obscene
The bomb
amount of
was
money
missing
for
a
them. So it was
detonator.
really good that that happened. And then they kind of said, we're not doing anymore. And I was absolutely gutted, because there was a lot of games on the wish list. Whoa, look at that. I was hoping to see a lot of games added. Like, I really wanted some Ghost Recons to be added, like the original 2. Because I've had the chance to play Advanced Warfighter and like quite a few Tom Clancy games. Oh, the music here is awesome. Look at the shot. Honestly, sometimes it is a beast. And then there are other times you'll have it right in their bloody face, and they won't feel it. Oh, shit. No such crime when they use it, though. I'm gonna go dual Berettas here.
Did you hear something?
Here we go. Yeah, this is Max Payne at its best. Accuracy is not the aim of the game. There we go. Now, if you think this looks a bit too old for you and you want something a bit more modern, and you don't want to play Max Payne 3, you could also try and play Stranglehold, which is a game that John Woo himself did, and also had Chow Yun-fat in. And it is unbelievable fun. I actually showed it to a couple of mates who'd never sort of heard of it, and they were like,
We come
wow.
to you now live from the crime scene.
Who is this?
Right back at you.
So, yeah, seriously, if you need a game to play, honestly, get yourself playing, consider playing that. Stranglehold is a lot of fun, honestly. Let's check the vaults.
The bank robber's score lay on the table.
But yeah, if we just have a look at some of these comic panels for just a brief moment, you can see some of the faces.
The bank robbers have been
Can't
after
really see
Acer
it too much
Corporation
there.
bonds. The Acer success story had recently been on every channel and on the cover of every magazine.
No, I didn't quite show it there. I will watch one because you get to see Max's goofy face. I'm going to go shotgun next time because I nearly had a bit of a mess there, didn't I? I always thought there were
The bank
guys in
robbers
here.
had left their tools on the table. Judging by the detonators, the crooks had bought enough explosives to send Lady Liberty into orbit.
I don't think we can open the main vault, right? It's just like, okay, yeah. Of course. But no, you can imagine Max Payne's evolution, you know, from this to what we got with Gears of War. You can see how third-person shooters have really changed, and the whole idea of moving and shooting we really moved away from. After Cliff Bleszinski and his team at Epic Games sort of realised that it's far better to have, you know, on console, you know, less movement from the player. Jesus, the frame rate is struggling a bit. Stepping on toes. This is one of the few actual in-engine cutscenes here. The comic panels are great at saving a lot of time and resources. It's far quicker to edit a comic panel than it is to do a whole cutscene again, so... And of course, graphics have aged, and these in-game engine cutscenes don't look so great. The comic panels look pretty timeless.
Hold it! Max! Jesus, you almost gave me a heart attack! I nearly shot you!
Alex, I'm glad to see you.
What the hell's going on? There are more corpses here than at the city morgue!
It's an armed robbery. A tunnel job straight to the Roscoe Bank vault through the old station wall. Is this why... This is Lupino's gig?
This is Lupino's doing? Lupino's men? Really?
You sure know how to pick a place? Can you get through?
No, it's locked. We gotta get out of here. If it's Lupino, it's... Alex? Alex!
There was nothing I could do. He was dead. I could tell by the empty, accusing stare of his eyes.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to show that because you can sort of see what I mean about these cutscenes not aging so great. Damn, is this the shotgun being a beast again? Oh man. But yes, the fact that Stranglehold never got a sequel like it was meant to is a real travesty. Apparently the sequel is going to be a co-op game with Chow Yun-fat and Vin Diesel. And that just sounds like all kinds of awesome, doesn't it? Yeah, that's Max Payne at its best, just diving around. But honestly, playing these games and watching John Woo films will have you, you know, at home, at work, just pretending that you're in an action film and jumping around like a maniac. It proper, you know, those films and playing games like this really does liberate the child in you a bit. Like, you really do just want to go around pretending you was shooting at all the walls. I'm kind of sad I didn't watch them when I was like 9 or 10 because, oh man, they'd have been on my mind forever. But here I was on about the snow. I don't want a shotgun out in the street. Probably not going to do me any favors.
Alex,
But yeah,
you relatively sane for the past 3 years.
Max doesn't look too daft there.
Somehow he
But some of the faces he pulls are just really funny. But that is to say, that's Sam Lake, the lead dev. Playing it Bogart. But yeah, obviously the noir influences are obvious. Anybody that's ever watched an old film will see it.
Lupino ran his racket of sex, drugs, and contract killing.
But obviously Max looks, you know, he gets actually based off. I think the actual actor, Ryan McCaffrey, I think is his voice.
was closing in.
Name has come to mind, and
was a crescendo.
It just looks a lot better in the second and
Lupino
third
thought
game.
he could get us by taking Alex out and leaving me to take the fall for it. All he had gotten was my attention. I went for the hotel first. It was a sad old thing with flickering lamps and faded colors, cheap mobster punks and tired-eyed prostitutes. I walked straight in, playing at Bogart, like I'd done 100 times before. The place was run by a couple of murdering mobsters with shark smiles. The Finito brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Payne in the butt. Payne to the max.
You're killing me.
Sorry, I just had to hear that line. Payne to the max. And I mean, you can hear the horrible like mob impressions they're doing.
Bullets like raindrops.
But yeah, it was a time when a small dev team could make a big influence.
Junk spot pig. Got a ticket to Marble City for you. Be first and lying down.
Well, we'll kill a few mobsters. We'll do a few more levels. Maybe just one more. Whoa, take a big shot to the face there. We'll do one more chapter and then we'll call it a wrap here.
A letter on the desk caught my eye.
I'm sure you guys are just happy I'm not playing Metal Gear Solid again.
Everything all right? Bosses, Joey, Virgilio, you all right in there?
Let's see what this letter has to say.
I'd met Lupino only once. The gangster ran all his rackets through his right-hand man, Vinny Gagni.
They're not answering. Call the others. Tell them to come quick.
Let's try the sawn off. No, we'll go Jewel Beretta. Jewel Beretta, right?
We're coming in.
There he is.
Here we go. Let's just mow him down. Lovely jubilee. But yeah, Max Payne 3, I should give that one a try. I think I'd really enjoy that one. A little bit slower. I think the series definitely got slower as time went on, and Max Payne 3 kind of was a real throwback at the time because obviously our games had turned into Gears of War. Now we're in a very sleazy place here because we've got all these vibrating beds and all that. And you find a lot of secrets around here, if I remember.
In his press conference today, the mayor stated that Valkyr represents a clear danger to New York.
But the plot about Max Payne, I mean, it isn't particularly complex, but for video games it was pretty decent in 2001. And the plot does take some interesting twists, actually.
Yeah, something's wrong with the bosses. Payne's there and they're not in.
Oh, shit. That was a bad idea. Oh, I may blow myself up. I couldn't tell if they were going to explode or not. This setting always reminds me of that level in Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, possibly my favourite level, where you're sort of moving around. Is it New York? I can't remember where it is in America, but it's where like the power's gone down and the National Guard are patrolling and you're Sam Fisher just sneaking around. I always absolutely adored that level. Get a few drinks. He was waiting for a different kind of action there. I think I've ruined his night. But yeah, all the interactivity is an interesting touch. You'll notice, you know, for everything that Max Payne's going into and touching, I'm pressing X there, and it really does help the world feel a bit more lived in.
Lady Amelia, Marquis Valentine asks for an audience.
Thank you, Lawrence.
My lady.
My lord.
And now, in all the representatives...
As I say, there's nothing really much to this, but it does help the world feel a little bit more lived in. There's the shotgun being useless as per. Nice work.
My lord, there is.
Indeed, my lady, there is...
But yeah, I've actually once watched the trailer. I don't know if it was E3.
Yeah, junkies could go off without a warning. I had to be careful.
Can I kill these? Yeah, the
My lord, no.
man, he did a lot of screaming to say that was a shotgun at
This must not be.
close range.
It is too dreadful. Do not force me to speak the words.
My lady, I beg of you, I must...
Yeah, but talk about an oppressive atmosphere. Man, this game has it.
We should both be dead, for this shame is too great for the living. My lord, I am your...
You go, get all the beds running, get the electricity bill, you know, get it up. Big lock on that, shoot that. But yeah, the trailer's kind of interesting because it's like, it shows these like giant enemies. It looked like it was going to be a bit more surreal and less realistic, or grounded is a better word than it was actually going to be. Oh, he's having a fun time. But yeah, I don't know if the game's set at Christmas, but there is a hell of a lot of snow. In the ending, it's just like the streets are just caked in snow.
Tonight, the city's fight against
There,
the
look at that
drug
panel. That's the
Valkyr
one.
took a
Look at that
turn
one
for
on the
the
far
worse,
right.
As DEA Special Agent Alex Balder was found
Oh, it's a
brutally
winter
slain
storm.
at the
It
Roscoe
might be
Street
Christmas.
subway station. A suspect was seen leaving the site. Only
I love that. That's what I mean. It ain't winning any awards, is it? But follow the exit sign, right? Kind of reminds me of the slums, the New York slums in Siphon Filter 2 towards the end as well.
Think I'm dead. The end.
Oh wow, there's your shotgun.
Whack!
But yeah, I'll probably do this chapter and we'll call this Recall Pal here. I think I've shown the game off pretty well. As I say, for its primitive and, you know, 20 plus years of age now, it's still a lot of fun. Oh, a Molotov cocktail as well, get it. We'll make sure to show that off.
I found Muerte's room.
Oh. Yeah,
Muerte had received a letter.
I forgot that I can kill you really well. The music as well, man. Oh. But this is where Vice City gets a mention, I believe. When the panel wants to load.
Our investigation had turned up nothing to link Angelo Punchinello, the head of the Punchinello family, to Valkyr.
But the plot can be quite difficult to follow a lot of the time. There's a lot of players moving about. Remember that. Don't want to go in the bathroom. Shoot this down. Nothing like shooting a wall to bits. Dodgy platforming, beware. But yeah, look at the snow. Man. Merry Christmas.
I didn't want to know what had happened here. It was not a pretty sight.
I say, there's not much stealth going on here, as you can tell. Best blow the hole in this wall first. Oh, this is not the way to go. Oh, I'm dead. There's a death. Yeah, platforming is going to be like 75% of your deaths. And you'll recognise that as very much a GTA noise. I'll tell you what, we'll get a Molotov kill in just to end this. Oh, there you go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it there because we've done 25 plus minutes, and we're only all about showing the games off. We don't want to play them all in their entirety. Oh, you can have a good look at Max Payne himself here. There it is. Who's a pretty boy? Yeah, brilliant. I love this game a lot. As I say, if you need something to play, an action game, 6 to 8 hours, you want a retro one, something a bit different than what's on the market now, very fast paced, check out Max Payne. Honestly, you'll have a great time with it. You can probably do it in a weekend as well, dedicated weekend. You can bash this one out and have a lot of fun. But yeah, this was another edition of the Recall Files. This time just showing a game off, no like major challenges or anything. But hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, please consider sticking around the channel and subscribing to Recall Gaming. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.